Well, welcome, Brick World family. We are down a mark again. This oh, Lego Team B thrown out. He's in the pre-play gang today. Perhaps showing up early. Who knows? Lego Team B. I don't know if you celebrate in air quotes daylight savings time. But though we are starting at our normal 7 o'clock, it might seem like a different time for you if you don't use daylight savings time everywhere in the world. So it is 7 Central Daylight Savings Time here in Minnesota in the Midwest, where we are doing the Brick World show. Our show, of course, being Think Outside the Blocks. And I can pull up my little branding there. Look at this, where we talk about mocks, building, thinking outside the Lego rigid medium and your mental blocks to do all kinds of cool things with the Lego brick. And Mark, not here this week. He's in Detroit running his business. So look who I brought back. Derby Brick says, "Yo, Jesse." Jesse from Jesse's Brick Galaxy back in the house again.
Thanks for having me. I'm N the new guy.
N for new guy. Yes, this week's episode brought to you by N. We have lots of new stuff. So we will be talking new.
And I just threw this shirt on because it's cool, but
N for Ninjago.
for sure. Yes. I put up a Ninjago Christmas set that came out for some of the ambassadors for the train club. We get one, and I did some holiday decorating and kind of finally put some Ninjago out. The kids call me out. They're like, "You don't have Ninjago on this huge train layout."
Man, they love the Ninjago. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, not everybody is missing Mark, because I got this comment. Donna Mark gained to Jesse, net with a capital N and 2 T's. And we also have ACOB in the house saying good evening. Good evening.
What's up?
Yeah, so, I'm going to bring up our quick early show run just so people can get excited. First, we're going to talk about November, ? New builds, if we have any. We're going to talk about the Natural History Museum, of course, and then some other news. Then we'll get to our next show eventually. Without Mark here, also net gain, we're probably not going to go for 3 hours, right?
Right.
Because that's the Mark way. That's not my way. N for need sleep. Daylight savings time messes with me, and my wife was gone this weekend, so I've been solo parenting all weekend, and it is exhausting. Even with 2 fairly normal N for normal children, they can still wear you down. So let's see here. We're also getting a greeting from Monica Berry saying ahoy hoy. And Michael Fujiwara back in the house again. What's up, Lego peeps? Well, it's just me and Jesse hanging out while Mark is doing Detroit. So what's new, Jesse? What you got going on?
Yeah, the museum's my weekend task, if you will. I'm a big volunteer there, so the big holiday shift happened on Thursday. We took Halloween down, all the pumpkins, all the skeletons, all the ghosts, and we have quite a few on this like 30-foot wide long train table at the museum, and all the haunted houses came down, and yep, it's that time. Sorry if you don't like it, but Christmas has to be set up early for some people. And when you're volunteering at a museum, yep, we're ready. We had a potluck dinner. We had people decorating like Christmas trees, putting up lights, putting up little. It's a model railroad museum, so scale model, Department 56 little holiday village sets are abundant, actually, and we played our part in the GMLTC and put up our gingerbread train track and slowly put white bricks over green grass bricks to make it snow. That's how we do it. Not the whole layout, of course, but there's certain parts in the front that need some holiday atmosphere. So that continued today and yesterday in my life. Putting putting one brick. I let people know that's the secret of how do you create this thing, one brick at a time.
One brick at a time. It's like, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right?
Right.
And we already got on Facebook a like. So, well, reminder everybody, you can like and subscribe, help us with the algorithm, get Brickworld up there, get us out there, get people interested in the stream, get people interested in building mocks, all that great stuff. And that's the little part you can do if you enjoy our toiling and Jesse's free service and my free service, as it turns out, by hitting those buttons for us.
I did a little post to try to shoot a couple more people this way. I think we need to tell Mark to get on that AFOL guide.
Yes.
Frickin' Brood is the guy that throws that together. And I see him pretty regularly on the London Calling show. And, you know, that the community's at large, like too much to cover, but somehow he captures some of the highlighted shows pretty good. Obviously, there's many shows missing, but I bet you if you ask, you could get on there.
Yeah, probably. Mark keeps threatening to give me a Brickworld email address so I can like conduct business. He hasn't done it yet though,
Right.
because he tells me he's super busy. I don't know. Let's see here. The extra hour went for parenting time with daylight savings. Yes, it did. When I woke up this morning, I completely forgot it was daylight savings yesterday. My wife reminded me before she left, but I woke up and looked up at the clock. I'm like, I can't believe I managed to sleep in until 9 o'clock. It turns out it was only 8 o'clock.
Same.
But, what can you do? Let's see here. And here's a way to add a little Christmas cheer. Just throw a Santa hat on Engineer Max or Engineer anyone in your display.
Yep.
That's all it takes to become Christmas.
Yeah, Matt and the kid helped with that. Thanks, guys.
And we've also we've got a troll in the chat. I get a howdy everyone from Friday Night Bricks along with a Castles rule. No, they don't. Castles are terrible. They're the worst. So yes, a little troll back there. My very first
Men for no castles.
No castle November. Our very first topic is November ? Okay. I'm going to be honest. I'm tired of people saying, I can't believe it's November already. However, Mark also couldn't believe it. Anyone who's on the stream now, go back and look at the thumbnail Mark created for tonight and notice that it says the show is going off October 5th. It is November 5th.
And I reposted that thing.
Yeah, so last time...
people will be trying to replay
it. Yeah, so last time Mark was in charge of putting up the thumbnail while he was doing a Brickworld show. He set it an hour earlier than our actual start time. This time he went a whole month. So next time he's out, we'll probably get it an entire different year. So who knows, right? He's all over the place. But November, and you already talked about this, means, well, we're getting into holiday season already. And so The Model Train Railroad already flipping over. I'm sure if you go to Target, the Halloween aisle's down, the Christmas aisle's up. It's just completely insane.
Get your gifts, and then Black Friday deals are starting now.
Yeah, like November 8th.
It's just all one.
Yeah. Like it's not Black Friday if it's not on actual Black Friday, but they call them Black Friday deals anyway.
Right.
And now they're, an entire month long of Black Friday deals.
It's weird.
Let's see here. Bricklock, Illinois, is saying he thought Reed's ogre died. I don't know, has anything happened on Critical Bricks that I missed?
Critical Bricks. Well, Reed had a character called My Cop that did die. And for me as a DM was my first player kill, if you will.
Wow.
Yeah, so that happened a while ago, and he has re-rolled a character. He is now a barbarian Goliath.
Well, not an ogre, a barbarian Goliath. You guys got to keep up.
Yeah.
Single parenting no chance to catch Critical Bricks this week, but hopefully it was a fun time. Yeah, so anything else exciting in November? We've got Black Friday, as you mentioned. I saw Kohl's is having Lego deals. I don't know. Did Lego announce any special Black Friday deals that we need to know about?
I think there's going to be an announcement soon. Not sure that is related to Black Friday deals. But right for now, it's a teaser. They're going to announce a new set and I believe a new GWP for Black Friday.
Okay. Interesting.
Maybe the actual Friday, or it's the week of, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the Black Friday deal is. Some of the gift with purchase sets have been real standouts this last year. I think they've done a lot of really good ones. I don't know that I always think that, but there have been quite a few. There was the Harry Potter minecart set, which was nice in its own right. We also had the Forestman Hideout last year,
I
and the
mean,
Blacktron model.
Harry Potter is a paired set because I don't think you had to get.
You didn't. You just had to spend enough.
Oh, you just had to spend enough on Harry Potter? Okay.
Yes, did not have to be the bank because I did not get the bank. I did get the set.
Okay.
The little spring, fall, and whatever add-on packs have actually been pretty cool too.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doing lots of good stuff with gift with purchase. Now, what I'm going to have to adjust to is whether or not I'm going to shop all new releases at the Lego store. Right now, I drive all the way down to the Mall of America to get them, but they're opening a Bricks and Minifigs store right in my neighborhood, in my city.
Oh boy.
So now I have to decide. I mean, they're going to have to turn up their gift with purchases if they want me to always show up to the Lego store. But who knows? I mean, it's a much faster drive to get to Bricks and Minifigs. But I haven't been to the store that's opened in Minnesota now. Have you been there yet?
Is it open?
I don't know if it is, but it's in Minnetonka, so it's a bit of a drive.
Oh, okay.
And the one they're opening in Roseville is already opening in February, so I'm just sort of
I'll probably wait for that one too.
now.
That's on my side of the city also. So if I'm driving around, I guess, I mean, for work, sometimes I'm in the Minnetonka area. I could probably do a drive-by, check it out.
Okay. And the Minnetonka one, according to Derby Bricks, opens 11/11. I recognize the picture, so I think that's our friend Matt.
Mm-hmm.
There. So it opens on Veterans Day, 11/11, down in Minnetonka. So I do have a couple days if I'm brave enough to go down there. Who knows?
It'll be a madhouse. There's a lot of Lego people everywhere, but in Minnesota, of course, there are. We've got Brickmania. We've got the Mall of America store. We've got people all over that are on the gram, and it's like, where did these people come from?
Yeah, Twin Lugs membership is just through the roof.
Mm-hmm.
This is why all these things are why I want to get Mark to do Brick World here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, and hopefully that'll happen someday. But he's, doing lots of crazy shows already, including the one that he's been talking about doing, the surprise show in December for the holidays. I don't know if that's official yet or not. He hasn't told me, but he did announce it last week. If you missed it,
he did
go back and check it out.
He's not making it an official date, but they're definitely entertaining that and looking for people that usually display, like Brian Williams was the first through the grapevine whisper I heard. Whoops, I just called him out.
Yeah, well, it might happen then. Mark needs a little accountability sometimes to make sure things actually happen. But that sounds like an interesting show. It's a much smaller show, but it sounds like it could be fun. So I don't know that I'll get the invite, but if it's over a weekend, maybe he'll invite me out there and we can do a live Think Outside the Box sometime.
There you go.
Which would be fun, I think, especially for a smaller show like that. So
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll be stuck here doing our museum thing because Night Trains is a huge holiday show. So, but I will speak to, because that is a big ticket grab for us at a museum, then yeah, it'd be worthwhile entertaining because friends are in town with family members, extended family members are looking for things to do
yep,
together. So anywhere in mid-December, late December, yeah, there's an opportunity there for shows.
absolutely. Yeah, and the museum's a perfect example. You probably get a decent uptick during the holidays. Brickworld could maybe do the same. Let's see here. Let's move on to our next topic: new builds. What you working on, Jess? Got anything cool to talk about?
I mean, I can kind of spoil something I've tried to get going, but I haven't really worked on it too much. I mean, I literally just slapped some base plates onto. So, like, as far as new brick down, that's that's what happened. But what goes on here is, so we're gonna try to do a D&D collaboration. So I want to make it like
Ooh,
mini land scale instead of mini figure. So you would make your minifig player and then put a monster and then have a dungeon that kind of stacks next to each other. And I've seen people do this in minifig form, but not mini land form. So you can play with the posability of their arms and magic spells or flying whatever this way and that way. And so right now it was like an idea that formed after Brick World Chicago, and everybody wanted in, but I haven't like started the Discord to get things going. So I've built my little figure to say, okay, this is the scale that you should build a player in. And then I have prototyped a base that looks like this with some snot work for like a stone pattern. But this is a 15 by 15, one of the gray base plates. But I think it would give more room for a player and a little battle. I don't know. What do you think? I want more people to be able to join the collaboration. So the 10-inch might be more travel in ease. But I'm working on so this is my first prototype. I did a little rock work thing. And the goal would be to like put a wall behind it and then maybe a column in front so that you could stack them. It's still kind of a work in progress for collaboration.
yeah, yeah. That's the scale's definitely interesting. I can see some ability to get some really nice details, even just in the little staff there. Way more than you can in minifig scale.
Right. Yeah.
So there's all kinds of things you could do. You could give him a
That's your
belt
classic
with little
wizard.
potions on it and all
Yep.
kinds of stuff, right? So I think it's a really good scale for this kind of thing, especially because you're going to be very character driven.
Right. I want the players to make themselves. Ideally, if you play D&D, make your character and then make your favorite monster or something you think you can make in that would fit into this scale, and then challenge yourself that way, because using minifigs can be one way to approach creativity, but this like creating characters is a whole nother thing.
Right.
So there's a spoiler. So if anybody steals the idea, you're part of the collaboration. Or if
You're already in.
Yeah, if you think I took it from the other, I think it was some Canadians that did like vignette size minifigs D&D. It was on Beyond the Brick already, and I was like, oh, in the title it was like D&D collaboration with 30 people. I was like, that's my idea. But it was minifig scale versus mini land scale.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, we're okay.
Yeah, that seemed to be a theme just see something float through my camera there. Anyway, that seemed to be a theme at Brickworld Chicago this year. I was calling it the what was it? The Jazz Quartet. They made that set with the larger. They're kind of between Miniland. Maybe they're close to Miniland scale. But after that set came out, that was very popular at Brickworld this year. They had quite a few builds and people in that scale. So it is very meta to get into it, but it also allows you to add a lot more personality and design work to the characters. The one that the siblings, the Duran siblings, did. That was the book. I don't remember what it was called. Anyway, the one they did use that Miniland scale. Matt's recalling the one that Bill and Judy did. They had a speakeasy that was that same scale. So it was quite popular, and I don't know. I guess it really is speaking to people. So it's an interesting scale to work in.
But you know, the Legoland has been around for a while now, and I'm pretty sure all the Miniland things that they do, once you visit, it's like it's hard to imagine what they're doing there until you visit. You probably would expect it to be minifigure scale. I went to Florida in some Legoland. It was a few years back now, like probably 2011. But I was like, oh, it's like brick built characters. Cool.
Yeah. We were at San Diego, the one that Mark worked at last year. And they do have like some Miniland where it is more minifigure scale, but for the most part, most of it is Miniland. And I'm sure part of it is you have to be viewing it from a certain distance. You can't pick up any detail when you're, forced to be 30 feet back. But it is an interesting scale that seems to have gotten a little resurgence from mockers recently. And I don't think it's a surprise that if Lego does that, and I think it's also very popular, I'll say, in Lego Masters. They tend to build brick-built characters frequently. That seems to be something that the judges really like. So I think a lot of people who are seeing that are starting to like it. So there you go. There's another example of the Miniland scale with your D&D guys. So
yeah, so looking forward to that. I need some time to get the coordination moving, and I'll start with my core group of players, but I want to open it up to that extended family of Lego community that play D&D, and we're kind of inspired with the idea.
Yeah, I think a lot of opportunity there. I think a big troll of some variety would be fun. Of course, someone's probably going to try to build a dragon because, it's Dungeons and Dragons,
Right. But it'd be huge.
It would be huge.
I've seen like that also recently. Somebody made a really large dragon on some castle or something. It was just amazing.
Yeah. Well, it is a popular subgenre. Lego builds a lot of dragons. Ninjago has, a quintillion dragons. Dragons are popular, but at Miniland scale, you're not talking a little dragon anymore. That would be that would be a beast if ever I've seen one. This week I did no Lego building. I had the kids, I had Halloween, and then I had to repair my computer. I didn't have to repair it, but I chose to repair it. So I spent my time doing the other adult Legoing, which is custom building computers.
Oh yeah.
Which some people say is adult Lego. And then, as I've said on this stream many a time, I always correct them and say, no, Lego is the adult Lego. Custom computer building is just its own thing. So let's see here. Bricklock says, "Oh my dragons."
Bricklock wants to do the collab, so I don't know what he's thinking. He wants to see what the prototype is. So what do you think, Bricklock? Do you want to do a 15-inch base plate, or do you want to keep it to a 10-inch base plate for easier travel? And maybe it's not a big deal to him because he's in the Chicago area.
Chicagoland area. Yeah,
But
so 32 by 32 or
and
48
maybe it
by
could be a
48.
little of both. Like, it doesn't have to be a perfectly square dungeon hallway kind of thing.
It's probably, if it meanders a little, that's maybe a little, more.
Matt wants 15-inch. Yeah.
Yeah. So Matt says he's in, whoever we
And
is.
here's
He and the family, I guess, right?
Yeah.
He wants the 15-inch, and Bricklock says, whatever. Good with all of it.
However we go, yeah. I think we can do more with this space. Like you said, a dragon would be huge, right? And any other like competitive like monster from D&D is going to be like taking up some space.
I think it would be really fun though to see your 3 characters in the dungeon facing down a giant troll.
Sure. Yeah, I think in the spirit of collaboration, you could take 2 more people and do a 3-person collab instead of everybody's single little room or sliver. So I just got to come up with the standard for the dungeon and then let people go wild.
Yeah. And hopefully there'll be some flickering torches and such on the walls. All kinds of cool things. Make it good for World of Lights as well and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, the last thing I built was the Plinko board that we showed last week. It's still sitting here. I haven't moved it yet. But might need some redesign and actually become useful for something other than the Halloween trunk or treat game. But who knows? I haven't done a mosaic. I was threatening Mark last week when we looked at it to actually build a mosaic into the back of it and make it useful for think outside the box or for Brick World or something else. But functions pretty well, and it's kind of fun to use for games. So we'll see if we come up with something for it. But I didn't get to building my mech. You can see the spider mech is still sitting over there in a pile. But I did order some parts to finish the feet on it. So hopefully I can get around to getting some work on that this week. My wife's not planning to be gone. So that means I can slip away at least for a few minutes here and there to do some building. Brick Orphanage is here saying howdy guys. Howdy Brick Orphanage.
What's up?
So let's get into, since we don't have a lot of stuff, we have some cool stuff, lots of cool stuff in the Miniland arena. But let's talk about all of the Lego news that's coming out, starting with the Natural History Museum. I got a lot to say about this one. So let me pull up my extra screen here. It's this one. And there we go. Here it is. Lego's announced it. It's not a spoiler. The Natural History Museum. Here it is.
Mm-hmm.
Olive green and brown. Continuing sort of what they've done recently with having a tree with some pretty foliage on it off to the side there. Lamppost is back as usual. But this one is a little wider. It looks like it is. In fact, I know it is because there are even reviews out for it. A 32 by 32 base plate with a 16 by 32 next to it. A couple interesting things that I'm seeing in this picture, I guess, that we can talk about. But let's talk about just the overall first glimpse feeling about it right off the rip. So what do you think about this when you see it, Jesse?
Olive green. That color is been kind of a rare color in the past. Coming from Brickmania days, I know they were like scrambling to get any kind of sand green and stuff, and now it seems like everything's coming their way. So I like that. I'm not sure what special elements other than some of the arches are in that color. I believe we had the masonry brick, the textured brick before. But number one, the color stands out. I like the architecture, the dome at the top, and the arches around the windows. It's very nice.
Yeah, so when I first saw this, I think the first thing that surprised me is it was 2 stories. I think we're used to modulars now being 3. They are a little taller though, because I saw it kind of mixed in with the block, and it didn't look like it was small or anything. It does have a vibe of kind of that type of building you would see with a um, with a museum, the big sort of marble pillars with the carved marbly type look at the top and then the dome over it. So it does say museum to me, but because of the color choice, it felt very drab when I saw the first pictures of it. So that kind of surprised me, especially because, and they've done this a few times. The building is super symmetrical, and I've sort of gotten used to them not being symmetrical. So the last one that was super symmetrical like this, I think, was probably City Hall. And honestly, that's probably my least favorite modular, is the City Hall one. That said, the other big thing with this is that it's coming out December 1st instead of January 1st. And for the last, I don't know, 8 years or something, my tradition has been to get up early New Year's Day, go to the Lego store and get the new modular. But they're blowing it for me this year by releasing it a month early. Doesn't mean there won't be new stuff January 1st.
There'll be plenty
but
of, yeah.
It's messing with my tradition to have done it this way.
Yeah, and it was not even like on their like catalog. So they must have pulled the trigger to cash grab or something, because if it's going to be you can pre-order it right now, and then it'll ship December 1st, right? And man, yeah, that's screwing people's like, how many modulars is this now if you've been collecting them this whole time?
Oh goodness, I could count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 15. I don't know.
Yeah,
More
it's
than
like
that.
15-ish. I don't have any past the pet shop, but I have a good dozen or more, whatever it is. I don't have the first 4. I'm missing the first 4 or something like
And
that.
does that include Market Street, the blue one? Are you including that one?
No, I don't own it.
Do you include that one though as one of the first 4 that came out the same year as Corner Cafe?
I guess so. I'm not
Okay.
I'm not jonesing for it. I'm not trying to retro like those old, like they didn't have interiors, I hear, and
They did
things like
not.
that. I'm like,
Nope.
that's
They were
and
different.
yeah, and we're mock builders, so like I get them to steal the ideas and learn, and so like I stopped vintage buying a while ago. I don't need to get it, and the completionist kind of mentality is way far from most people's budget range now, with Lego's expanded set releases. So
Yeah. You can't do 400 sets a year. You struggle a little bit with that.
yeah.
We'll get to this in a little bit. There's lots of chit chat about Bricklink, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Let's see. On this set in general, Matt says, I think it suffers from small room syndrome. I assume you're talking about the interior on this one. It's got lots of small little displays that are all kind of stuffed together.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so I'm grasping your concept now too, of the 2 level versus 3 level, and looking at my shelf of all the modulars right in front of me. I'm like, oh yeah, Paris at least has that attic, or the Parisian.
Yeah, it was 2 levels on the firehouse, but they had a large bottom level for the garage with the fire truck in it. Most of the other ones have been at least 2.5 or 3. This is, pretty clearly 2, but I think that the levels are taller because I saw it sitting next to the hotel, the boutique hotel. And you want to talk about small room syndrome. You can't talk about small room syndrome without talking about a hotel that has like 3 rooms. But it looked like scale wise, it was about the same height. Let's see here.
So it'll sit next to all the modulars, but it might Yeah, it should for a museum, and I'm sure people will buy 2 or 3 and try to expand on it. Throw in your make your own 3rd level or whatever. Make your own backside. Does it have a backside, or do the walls pull out, or?
I don't think so. I think it has a little bit in the back, and I can get to that here in a second. Hey, Rob Claxton, greeting everyone. Lego Team B says December 1st, Lego be needing that Xmas cash. That's right. I mean, it is interesting that they release so many things January 1st after the holiday rush, but I think Lego's so popular, they're trying to sell through some of their old stuff, so they're a little slow with the releases. Yeah, the December 1st thing threw me a little bit since it's been very traditionally January 1st for quite a while. But the Brick Orphanage says they usually have good promos in December, but not January, so extra good. That might be correct. And Lego Team B is, what modular are you not including, Ben? That would be Market Street, which is the one that was sort of a little unique in the sense that it came out the same year as Corner Cafe, but it was a factory set.
Okay.
There were only 2 factory sets. It was sort of like a far precursor to Ideas, and one of them was this thing that's kind of been incorporated as a modular. When Lego released, I don't remember, quite a while ago now, they released a mini modular set that had 4 modulars in it. It's probably the 4 you don't have, Jesse. One of them was Market Street, and so that kind of made me go, yeah, I think it's probably been maybe slightly controversial whether or not Market Street was a modular, but that was kind of like recanonizing it, I guess, in a sense of the word, to say, yeah, this is definitely a modular. We included it in our mini modular section.
Right. Yeah, if it has the same footprint with the sidewalk, the same size in front.
Yeah, and Monica confirms it's enclosed like the others in the back.
So it's enclosed. Okay.
And Friday Night Brick says, gave or traded away all the modulars and stopped collecting them. I have just the Brick Bank and the cinema. And the Brick Bank's also fairly symmetrical. But they managed to also add sort of, because that one was the one that had doesn't it have the thing on the other side?
It's got a laundromat.
Laundromat, yeah. So they did add something a little different to that one, unlike this one, which is very much so just a sort of carbon copy on the 2 sides. And they've differentiated it some. They did a bench on one side, a tree on the other. They've got the guy painting. Though interestingly, he's not painting. I think he's washing windows. If he was painting, I think he'd have a paint roller. But you can see here he's got the pneumatic tube instead, the T pneumatic tube. So he must be just washing the windows.
Squeegee, yeah.
Yeah, he's got the squeegee instead of a paint roller. Also down here, interesting, the girl here with the adaptive limb. Another thing Lego's been really trying to get into. Some diversity in characters. And then the other thing they've been working on a lot lately has been this wrought iron type work. And so with the release of some of the longer parts with the hollow studs in them in black here, they've kind of made their own fence with the harpoon element as sort of the top of like a wrought iron fence, which is also kind of cool.
Okay.
So there's some interesting parts on this. My very first reaction to seeing it was 2 stories, very green, very symmetrical. So not the favorite one I've ever seen. I'll probably still get it. The price is a little hefty on it, though it is bigger than some of the other modulars. Not the first time we've got one that's 1.5 32 by 32 base plates, though. So
like assembly square,
right?
The statues are kind of nice too. It's nice to have some options there for other things. The nanofigs at the top too are inside the window.
They're cute.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah, they must be sitting on top of the parts that are for the doors here. I'm
Okay.
assuming the nano statues are standing on top of
Yep.
those.
And then poked in there. Okay. Yep.
Yep, that's how they're sitting in there. They also did the curved glass for the
Window frames,
skylight.
curving. Yeah.
So a bunch of that piece now in black too. It's been a pretty popular piece. So yeah, there's the Natural History Museum. Kind of a interesting surprise to me, I guess. I had heard for a long time that that's what they were doing. All the rumors said Natural History Museum, and it is true. And I'll say that about most of the Lego leaks and rumors. For the most part, they've been true.
Mm-hmm.
So another time that they've said what it was they were producing, and they were indeed right on the rumor mill. So let's see here. And I'm going to take this out of the screen and see if I can find a couple other pictures.
What's have you heard the rumor on the posters there?
No, I haven't. What's the big
Look
rumor?
at the bring it up again. Look at the posters.
So we've got the Explore the Future and then a Back in Time.
What movie would you think of with some putting those sentences together?
Okay. Are they doing the DeLorean was very popular.
Right. It literally has Back to the Future.
Go back in future. Back to the Future. Yeah.
So I don't know where that came from, but if that's a teaser for more things from that, but
I don't know. They already did two, with both the DeLorean and then also the smaller DeLorean. So
right.
very DeLorean centric in what
We
they've
get the
done.
clock tower as a modular.
Yeah, who knows? I am gonna go pull up some other pictures of the Natural History Museum, and then we'll get to some of the other sets that people have.
It's on the Lego site too. I mean, I pre-ordered it today.
Nice, and that's a good place to get it. It's a good place to go for pictures. Then let's just do that. Hey, look at that! There it is.
There it is, right there.
Pre-order, learn more. Let's learn more.
Making history. Is it the Smithsonian logo there? Very top. Natural History Museum. It's very like that logo, but doesn't say Smithsonian.
Okay. Well, and you can see it's fit in with some other modulars here. And here it is in the set next to the Boutique Hotel and the Jazz Club with that smaller pizza shop building, which was sort of its own little independent building.
I haven't built the Jazz. That's in the closet of shame.
It's in your closet of shame.
Yeah, the Jazz Club.
Yeah. The Jazz Club was a little interesting in that regard, in that it had the two buildings, but the pizza shop wasn't 16 by 32. It's something slightly smaller, and the Jazz Club is slightly bigger. So sort of slightly bigger than 16 by 32. Lego, you can ask me another time. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Small room syndrome, as Matt pointed out here.
Look at the stairs. Is it too wide? Can they do that?
Might be 3 wide.
I mean, you could get a minifig up the stairs. The handrail looks short enough.
It looks like it's 3 wide.
Okay.
Based on the look of these two bricks. So yeah, it's a very small staircase.
It looks like there must be a bathroom back there.
Always. Lego's obsessed with doing that. And here's the upper level here, another tiny staircase.
Oh.
To the roof, yeah, looks like a 1x2 here, and then another brick out where the railing is attached. So it looks like it's 3. There's that cool curvy piece again. I don't know what this is supposed to be, because this looks like North America, South America, and then a rocket ship, I guess, with the rocket next to it here. Got some historic stuff over here. We've got some pirate and castle stuff, things of that nature. Let's see the back of this thing. Maybe they don't even have a picture. Apparently the back is nothing to pay any attention to because they're not in any of the shots.
I'm sure it's just flat, yeah. But I'm wondering if you can. I think you can pull a wall out so you can look inside from the back.
Okay.
That would make sense. So it'd be cool to
And they
see.
have their little they have their
No,
attic of shame up
there
here.
you go. There's the third floor.
Smallest third floor in any Lego building ever. They're really, really, really proud of this Brachiosaurus or Brontosaurus thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I
who
mean,
knows? And then even the box shot doesn't really look like it shows anything from the back. There's a telescope up on top of in the roof.
yeah.
So who knows?
No.
And then of course, Mark's favorite, we gotta have a lifestyle shot. If you look back here, it looks like there's maybe only like 2 bricks space on the backside. So there's probably a whole lot of nothing back there.
Yeah, nothing on the side. Yeah, I mean, you're supposed to sandwich it in. It's interesting that they're not making them all 360, but they cut houses in half so you can see inside. I've been taking advantage of those lately. I showed the winter village sets behind plexiglass facing so you can see inside to see how it went for public display, and it looks unique.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's definitely a thing. I'm looking.
But if you were to like put this thing in like a city, Lego city, right, you could just put another building behind it, I guess. Let's see.
Yeah. Even looking. Oh, okay.
Maybe you got to play that video or something.
I've got one picture of the back. Oh, I did have one picture of the back. Fail. Here it is. So that's the back.
Oh wow! Wow.
So it looks like it's 3 wide.
Why even do the 3? You're wasting 3 studs of space.
And a back door.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like they do have a water or something coming out the drain pipe, and a little plant growing next to it, and a couple of little tiny windows. But yeah, that's the back. It's pretty underwhelming, I guess I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a waste of space.
Yeah, and Derby Brick says, "Oop, we'll talk about that later too." Get that off the screen. Usually they do a video where they spin so you can see the model from all sides, and this one probably doesn't have very exciting sides since it's a middle, and the back, as we just saw, is pretty unremarkable. It does exist, but pretty unremarkable.
And for nothing to see here.
Lots of the chat is talking, having a good time, catching up with some of their friends. Friday Night Bricks thought it was funny that I said castle without saying sucks. But that's okay. Castle. Sucks.
Patrick. Hey, Patrick. He says it should be taller. That was your comment for sure. I think 3 stories is the way to go. Somehow add in another level.
Yeah, even if it was a smaller level, the other thing that you think about when you think about a museum is the back room where they keep all the super unique antiquities, where the mummy comes to life and all that other fun stuff. Instead, they had that little tiny room on top, but they didn't have anything crazy. And I believe this comment, 12 by 32, I think, is referring to the pizza shop on the Jazz Club. So it's unique that the Jazz Club, I think, is 24 studs wide. The building next to it is 12 studs wide, which I don't think we've quite seen before. We have seen, like in Assembly Square, they kind of had the building size mix. And then the corner ones have, some smaller size than 32 by 32 since they have sidewalks on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the first time I remember 2 buildings like that are sort of that size. The pool shop, the pool hall, the detective's office, that had 3 buildings on it instead of 2. So they do have
Mhm.
some adjustment in size and scope. But it was sort of unique that it was only 12 studs wide and only 2 stories tall. It made it seem a little small compared to everything else in the city. But Mark and I did take a look at this one, but I'd be interested to have your take on the Ornithopter.
I've had some friends that are looking forward to this just because it's Dune. That's a big wingspan there.
Yeah. Are you surprised that they're doing it?
Yeah.
Me too.
It's not easy to get the rights to all the different sci-fi things in all the spheres of things, and I'm not sure that it did really well in the theaters, but they go down these roads way in advance from what I hear. So
yeah, but just one set probably. They're
oh yeah.
packing in like, as many minifigs as they can.
Yeah.
So, this is probably the only Dune set we'll ever see.
It's the main vehicle, it'll give people chances to mock up sandworms. Hopefully we'll see some really cool ones from somebody.
Yeah, Realgar's here and says, can only be on very briefly, but this is a long boy. Yeah, the wingspan's a long boy. The whole thing is kind of a long boy. And Matt says, looks like a Brickmania set. Well, you and Matt would have some idea on that.
It's very military, right? Like for Lego to do this.
And the sequel coming out this year, well, not really a sequel, more like the second half of the first book. I think that is one of the things about that first Dune movie. It was long and it just sort of ended. There's lots of I've read, I think 3 of the original 6 Dune books, maybe 4. There's people are constantly, spoiler alert, turning or somehow being hypnotized or drugged or something to play for the other side. And people are getting assassinated and murdered all the time. It is not typical Lego stuff.
Right.
And yet here it is, right?
And here it is.
So, and Realgar says, not just the Ornithopter, talking about Baron. And here's the question. Do you say Harkonnen or Harkonnen? I always said Harkonnen when I was younger, but I've heard Harkonnen as well. Not sure how they said it in the movie. I'll have to go back and listen. But talking about him being the long boy with the floating robe there while he's up in the air.
Oh yeah. So the robe
corrects
piece
himself.
is crazy.
Right, part 2, yes. Yeah, that is a crazy robe piece. So yeah, it was a very big surprise. $165, I think, is the price. I thought they were showing a lot of Technic, far more than I am used to seeing on a polished Lego set.
Yeah, but I guess you can, like actively, it functions, right? You
can it looked like it had some cool functions.
Hold it like a gun and kind of squeeze the trigger and then flap the wings.
And it looks like they also had a function to make the landing gear come out as well. So a very interesting set, but something that I just find very unusual for Lego to be doing. Not that I'm against it. It was just a surprise. I think both from a license standpoint as well as a thematic standpoint, just didn't seem like, the type of thing that Lego would go after. But
yeah, because it probably is PG-13 in the movie, the new stuff, but very easily could be R-rated categories, and like you're saying, from the original books, very violent.
Yeah. What about the chat? Anyone else really think that this is a stretch for Lego, or is this just sort of where they should be going? It's kind of the question. Let's see here. We also hear the minifig hand logo is perfection. Okay. If you say so.
Oh, is that on the side of the thing? Is there a hand with wings or something?
Yeah.
Like
I don't know. Let's see. The last long cloth piece like that was Lord Business's tie. I remember that. Better than Mega Bloks getting the license. Well, I mean, Mega Bloks has had some interesting licenses for sure. They had Halo, they had Call of Duty. So they've definitely descended into the arena of things that Lego won't touch more often, for sure. But that's not necessarily bad. If Lego's got a thing against doing them, at least somebody's picking them up, and you're of course not required to buy them. So the promo material apparently has a cool Lego hand logo. All right, we'll look it up. I'll take this off and pull that up. You're forcing me to go down the rabbit hole, but guess what? I will do it. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to pick that up. Definitely holding back my pocketbook. Just kind of, got Lego coming out my ears. So
the closet of shame is too full.
Yeah, at one point, but I think there's still a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there, and they will sell quite a few of those sets.
Okay, Realgar. I'm looking up the promo pictures here. I am not seeing this mythical logo you speak of. I'm still looking. All lies. That's all I can say. All lies. Anyway. The closet of shame is no longer a closet, Lego Team B adds. Yeah. To me, it's leaked out into, I have a full walk-in closet, but it's leaked out into other areas of the house for sure.
Yeah. Man, I had a walk-in closet at one of my apartments. That would have been pretty nice.
Yeah, and apparently Monica also notes that I believe this would be in reference to Mega Bloks. Also had Pokemon, they still do, I think, and Star Trek for a while. So it's true. They've definitely been willing to dip into some things that Lego isn't. And Realgar says, "God, you'll find it." Well, maybe I eventually will, but I feel like you're just derailing me for now. I'll have to get back to it later. So let's see what else is on our list for tonight.
Is that all the new sets worthy talking, or that was the natural history segment?
Yes, let me just throw the ornithopter in there.
Yeah, okay.
So news. First thing, Brick World registration. Mark sent me this note today. It is news, very much news for me, but he said, besides the fact that he thinks that it is still September, I thought he texted it to me. He emailed it to me, but I can pull it up on my email. He gave me the date for Brick World registration and said that I could announce it. And so when I pull it up,
wow,
I will tell you that I believe he told me it was here it is. Brick World Chicago registration will open on November 14th. So if you want to get early and in on Brick World Chicago, registration opening November the 14th. He also said that is why he put the Gudamine Space Station in the thumbnails, because that made its debut at Brick World last year. He said he wasn't trolling everybody. It wasn't some sort of game. He just wanted to throw it up there to show some of the interesting and wonderful things you can see making debuts at Brick World Chicago. And registration will be open in 9 days. So there we go.
All right.
Also, We keep getting this topic thrown up for news, so we'll talk about it. Bricklink is down.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of rumors as to what's going on with Bricklink. The one that I've heard just today in our chat is that it's a ransomware attack. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but right now it is not available. And if I pull up Bricklink on my, everybody, of course, lots of you are watching this. They have noted that they've closed it due to unusual activity. They're saying they're getting closer to doing that, but that's why they're closed.
Maintenance man. No.
Stormtrooper is not maintenance man. We're sorry. Bricklink continues to be unavailable.
Yeah,
So,
no, I saw, like Bricklink is hacked. Little posts here and there, and I fortunately don't have any orders pending and are not a Bricklink store. I can't imagine how troublesome if you're trying to make your livelihood on Bricklink, this outage is. So this could be bad. I mean, it is bad.
Yeah, so we've got some other mentions of that here. Monica says there was a subreddit thread about the ransomware attack. It looked legit. Matt says there was a screenshot of the ransomware message.
Oh, wow.
Ransomware attack with hijacking of some stores even.
Jeez.
So, and then
yeah, at some point,
ransomware as one word. Yes, I got you. It's okay.
People were, I don't know. The rumors were like there were like a bunch of sets or something that were discounted greatly and probably like went through. So some sort of malware, whatever they did, maybe like dropped prices. I don't know, somehow, or I don't know what happened. But
why are you attacking Bricklink of all things?
Right.
I mean, it is what it is, right? Lego's a big company, and now they have interest in Bricklink. I guess one of the other things apparently they were doing was threatening to delete inventories.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. You're not going to get the individual members to cough things up. It's probably going to have to be Lego that does something about it. What are they going to do? Who knows? But it's interesting for sure.
Wow.
And a big topic, obviously.
Oh, huge. I mean, how many people are, building a mock? Like if I was further along on my Dungeons and Dragon thing, because ideally I want to make a prototype, list some pieces. Here's the default dungeon. Go Bricklink it. or if you have, hopefully you have half the pieces and only have to Bricklink half the unique items to supplement a large build.
Yeah. Well, and not everybody builds Castle because, Castle's stupid. So, and there's a question, will everyone move to Brick Owl? I don't know about that. But this will force Bricklink or Lego to improve their security. I mean, that's the one thing about Bricklink. If you had a store and you transitioned from Independence to Lego, other than the fact that you had to start charging sales tax on stuff, I think that automatically got calculated. There wasn't much of a difference. It wasn't like they modernized everything. They kept it pretty much the same, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But if the site had vulnerabilities and they still have them,
mm-hmm.
It is what it is. And so I guess this might give them some opportunities to modernize a number of things. But, I'm sure Lego didn't want it to feel a lot different. There was some resistance even to them getting involved in the first place.
Right. It was probably wise of them to keep the look and the name all the same.
Right. And the functionality and the independent sellers. But there were some things they did. They made them pull down some third-party stuff. And, some things did change.
Right. So they could have implemented security 2-step verifications earlier.
Yeah.
It'll definitely be the case moving forward.
Yeah, so that I had to deal with that today. So my son, He's 10. He doesn't have his own phone. He does have an iPad, but he is in a fantasy football league that one of his friends set up. One of his friends' moms, actually, I should say. And it's the parents and their kids who are all in this league. And my son was missing 2 players from his roster. 2 of them had buys and one of them he didn't put in. So I was trying to log into his fantasy football account just to change and fix his lineup from my phone. It became a nightmare. I knew his email. I could even log into his email, but then it was sending the 2-factor to his iPad, which was at home, or to my wife's phone, and she was off on girls' weekend.
Yeah.
So it was just such a pain in the butt just to log in and put a different running back in so he didn't have 2 spots empty on his roster. But it is more secure, obviously. But it can be really frustrating as well, depending on the situation. And Matt was recalling, they blocked Brick Arm sales when Lego took over Bricklink. Yeah, I know at first they were saying nothing's going to change, and then someone said, what about third-party accessories? Well, that's going to change, but nothing's going to change.
And now everything is going to change.
Well, and I suppose the other part to that is sort of this idea that the secondary market is so large, and of course the primary spot to buy on the secondary market is Bricklink, and now Lego's getting back in on that. I had some question about if there was going to be some, forced rarity, like they find out goats cost $100. Well, now what's your incentive to ever get another goat? You don't want to harm your secondary market, but we'll talk about that in a little bit too. So yeah, it's interesting. Who knows what's going to happen?
It's breaking news too. I think this happened today, as far as I know.
As far as I know, it did as well. I had not heard about it until
it was today the 5th.
They kept bringing it up. Yep. I couldn't get away from it in the chat. Like it was some of the first things people said were Bricklink is down, Bricklink is down. And so I thought, okay, we'll talk about that, but let's give it a little time until we get there. Apparently Matt suggests maybe it was Friday that it first started. Brick Orphanage ads. I had 8K and custom printed parts deleted after Lego purchased Bricklink. So there you go. You got to find some way to sell them now, but not on Bricklink. Suppose you can still do eBay. You can still, I guess, sell them at Brickworld if you got a license or whatever. Set up your own website, but yeah.
Be a vendor at a show. Try to. Right. Brick Owl, do they take it? I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, definitely on eBay. I don't know that you get the same market on eBay. So it is what it is. All right, what else did we have in news? Okay, so I had Brickworld registration. We ended up taking our emergency Bricklink chat. New sets, okay. So Lego has leaked some very official set pictures, whether intentional or not. We'll buzz through a couple of them. But first one, Minecraft. There's some adorable animals in here, I must say. The bunny is super cute.
Yeah.
I think is this a wolf or a dog here with the gray one here?
Right. Probably it looks more wolf.
Little baby zombie. I think this is probably a squirrel. So anyway, I'm not the biggest Minecraft guy.
It's very weird colors. Pink tree or mushroom tree and purple roof. I don't know all those minerals that you have to mine to make all that happen, but doesn't really look like Minecraft other than those faces.
Other than the figures obviously are.
Yeah, the square heads. Squirrel? Okay.
I'm not surprised that Reed would be distracted by a squirrel and a castle. Kind of got a different looking axe over here. It's not the pickaxe, it's some other sort of axe. They probably have like 7 different axes in Minecraft. I don't even know. But Minecraft's always kind of been like this weird mix of the super blocky, pixely stuff along with some like regular Lego elements that don't quite fit.
Like the flower?
The flower or the carrot or the stem or the fish.
The chest itself, does that, like, I think they need to make that more blocky or? I don't know.
Yeah.
They came up with the flat lid instead of the domed lid. I don't know how long ago. I wonder if that was a Minecraft thing.
I like that flat lid because it has a couple studs on it. The old one had 4. That one has the 2 jumpers on it. It looks like it would be useful for other things. Though they found uses for those lids. I've seen them used as like a piece used, nice part usage, and for nice parts usage, used for like roofs and things. So they found uses for the top of the chest piece. But yeah, the flat one I do like a little better. So I don't know what this set is called. I don't know enough about Minecraft to even care, other than some of the animals are super adorable and maybe my kids will be into it.
Yeah, it's an
But no
animal
guarantees.
pack for sure.
And then here's another one.
Hmm.
So this one's got some interesting bits. It's got some armor, a couple different colors, a gold helmet, a purple helmet, or lavender helmet, a blue helmet. Another one of these axes that I don't really know if this is different. It's not the pickaxe, it's some other type of axe. Some swords and a staff. Looks like this is probably an armorer or something like that, and you're coming to buy some wares from him. So, not a bad set. Monica also says that she thinks it's a cat, not a squirrel in that other set. I don't know. It had a very fluffy tail. So who knows?
I don't think so. The Netherrealm portal is interesting. I don't know what's going on with transparent beam,
There's a transparent purple. I guess it's so you can actually go through the portal. I don't know.
Right. Is that swinging or is that off at an angle?
It looks like it's probably swinging, would be my sense of it. So yeah, I mean, it's called another portal. I think that's what we called it. Maybe it's not another world portal, just
another portal.
Another portal. I don't know. But it's got some trans purple, which I'm sure will make Reed happy because he'll take trans anything. This one at least has a lot more sort of neutral colors, a lot of these jumper plates. So if this one isn't too expensive, it might be okay for parts.
Yeah, it's an armor battle pack thing.
Yeah. So kind of cute, kind of interesting. The first one was definitely buy it for the animals. This one is definitely buy it for the castle parts, if you're into that kind of thing, which I am not, by the way. All right, next one. They are expanding the Sonic line. And now we're getting another Sonic character. I believe this one's name is Shadow, something like that.
Okay.
I think that he busted out of this containment thing over here, and now he's going off on his sweet-looking chopper motorcycle, probably to go hunt down Sonic and crew. I'm assuming that this is like a rhino with the little bird that helps guide him. Over here kind of chasing him down, but I guess I don't know. I'm assuming by the horns and the fact that he's got the bird on him that's what he's supposed to be. But maybe I don't know enough about the Sonic mythos to know that. I assume that this is Dr. Robotnik's logo up here, and that Shadow was, designed to help defeat Sonic. So that's what we've got going on here. The bike itself looks pretty good. Lego's done a lot of motorcycles, but I like the paint rollers as handlebars on there. They definitely give it sort of that lowrider vibe,
nice.
With the chopper vibe with the curved handlebars like that. So the set's okay. I don't know if you like Sonic or you want the Shadow figure, it might be interesting. I think for you and I, it's probably not high on our priority list.
Don't plan on doing Sonic Mach.
And it seems to be popular enough that they're at least getting a little bit of a second wave.
Right, yeah. I don't remember too many sets at all. So Mario's got all kinds of sets. Minecraft, all kinds of sets. So
yeah,
this is probably overdue.
And Sega getting in on the action. Does Sega still own the license for Sonic?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's still Sega.
Okay. So Nintendo and Sega now battling it out in the Lego realm.
Yeah, they have. Yep.
Let's see here. All right, now speaking of, let's go to Mario.
I mean, they have Marvel and DC. You know, it's like, whoa, how do they
Yeah,
get both?
get them all. Get them all, right? So here we go. We've got Toad's Shop of some variety.
Look at the little train. Is it printed or what's? Is it just a glare?
That is
Enhanced.
just the glare. It is just a
Okay. Oh, I see.
black parts with a bit of a reflection. How about the cute little rubber ducky though on the wheels?
Skate, yeah.
That is super cute. That rubber ducky is adorable. I can't get over that. The rest of the set's pretty meh, I guess. Maybe if you're interested in these big red curved pieces, might be interesting. Outside of that, it looks pretty standard fare. There's some cute food pieces too. This is the kind of set that would have to be very cheap for me to consider it. It also has this old cloud base that they introduced with like the Unikitty line.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in that piece, which is an okay piece, you know.
The roof needs another white dot to offset. It's too symmetric.
Yeah, the fungus patches are too symmetrical.
Yeah.
Mark and I always talk about this. I can't miss it here. Where the condition where you see faces and inanimate objects. We definitely have that going on here. We've got a pair of eyes and then a big open mouth with a shop for a nose.
Yep.
Now that I've pointed it out, you won't be able to unsee it.
Yeah.
They offset it a little bit here with this tiny little lantern, but it's definitely giving you that feeling. And sometimes it's intentional. Here, I don't think it was.
No, yeah. If they would have lowered one of the eyes, if you will.
Yeah.
That would have helped. I would have lowered one and then put another one up high above the H somewhere and had 3 dots on there.
Yeah, so it's
the other creature is kind of scary. That little shark.
I think it's a rabbit of some variety. I don't know. I think I've seen the character in like the.
This is Mario.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they've done packages where they've done those brick built mini packages where they have the enemies for the Mario line in them, and I think I've seen this creepy little bunny guy before. So here he is again.
Wow.
Looking creepy.
Looking creepy.
I don't know how else to describe him other than the creepy bunny guy.
Yeah.
Probably here he's not actually a bunny from Monica Berry or someone else, but he's creepy. That's what he is. And then this one's far more adorable. So here we have another Mario Brothers set. This time a penguin one. A couple things I really like about the actual set. First of all, the penguins are adorable. Let me just throw that out there. Second of all, we've got the Goomba over here with the Santa hat on, with the stocking hat on, which I find to be absolutely precious. He looks so cute. Matt says, and I think maybe he's right on this, they don't look like they have interaction with the Mario thing. Well, I think they do. This one at least has the spots for them, but the previous one,
they're not on the creature, but yeah, there is a tile below and above on the roof there that have the
two
QR
of those
code thing.
And maybe there's one on here.
Usually, if you can't see it on the Oompa Loompa or whatever it's called,
Goomba.
Goombas, it's probably on the backside.
Obviously, he's Goomba. So this one at least is interactive. Maybe the other one wasn't. That would surprise me. It's probably got some interactivity. But this one definitely does have that. I also like the snow penguin that the penguin built up here.
No, that's funny.
The little snowman penguin. This piece in white. We also are getting some flowery pieces in dark green. I appreciate that.
It's so large that it almost looks like a Duplo set.
Yeah, I think with the way these penguins are built, they do definitely have kind of a Duplo vibe with their size. I guess kind of like that's your Miniland scale penguin right there. Or something kind of like that. This set is definitely cute.
Well, the Mario guy, is like, that
Yeah.
so everything has to be that size.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Maybe he's scaled Miniland size because Mario is kind of short compared to Luigi, at least. Though I think Mario and Luigi, didn't they use like the same mold but different colors essentially? Someone will probably call us out if that's not true. But yeah,
well,
they do have a different scale for sure.
It's a little smaller than a brickhead, almost like making a brickhead land.
Yeah. Some light blue. So maybe a little, and those 2x6 tiles. Number of those in here too. So if you have a need for 2x6 tiles or these ice pieces, might be a cute little
in
set.
Gray.
You just need them in gray. Yeah,
I need them in
blue.
Castle Gray.
Yeah, I have an entire container full of printed 2x4 bricks for all kinds of various sets, like Friends ones that say Andrea on them, all kinds of stuff like that. I use those for when I need to tile a large surface below something to do, mosaic floor or whatever. These colors aren't ones I use frequently, but they'd probably at least go into a different bucket instead of just being hidden under the floor. But yeah, it would be better if they were lighter dark bluish gray. That Nintendo, the NES console set had a number of them in bluish gray, light bluish gray. So better off getting one of those for the parts than getting this one, I guess. But who knows? So I don't know. It's cute.
Yeah, I don't know what the price range is, but from this to the Sonic, even the Minecraft stuff, I'm guessing affordable little sets for the holidays.
Yeah. I'm probably not rushing out January 1st to buy these just to get over the fact that I can't buy the modular on that day. But let's get into something a little different here. This is probably a 4+, I would guess, Jurassic Park set.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of little baby dinosaurs. I think this will sell well just based on the fact that you're getting little baby raptor, little baby ankylosaur, little baby triceratops, which is super cute, by the way. And then they've got the egg that's hatching with the eye popping out over here.
Nice. Yeah.
They've got a mosquito and amber over here.
Ooh,
I guess what's always been true about the 4+ sets, though, is they come out, they're very expensive.
Mm-hmm.
And they have much bigger parts, which is less interesting to us as mockers.
Right.
But lots of adorable raptors and kind of 3 sizes of raptors here. I don't know if I've seen this medium-sized raptor before.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably been out before, but I don't recall it.
Yeah, they've had. Yep, that's been a new thing.
So they have baby raptor, medium-sized raptor, and then
junior.
Then you get up to the bigger ones. So this baby blue or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Monica comments, Lego, stop it. I can't afford anything right now. Well, Monica, that's a you problem, not a Lego problem.
Yeah, just gotta dial back.
And what's the set number for the baby dinosaur set? I'll look that up and get back to you in a few.
Someday I would like to do a dinosaur or something. I've got enough to do something with them.
I'm gonna look up the set number for poor Monica. She could look it up herself, I bet, but I will sacrifice for you, Monica, and see if I can find it.
There's that.
And that evil rabbit is actually called a nabbit.
Okay.
Apparently.
And for nabbit?
Nabbit. Dang nabbit. Let's see, the baby dinosaurs. Here are all the set names for I'm scrolling through all the set names for the Ninjago sets that are coming out. And of course, Aaron's this, Buddy's that,
Jay's this,
Kai's this.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind looking at that stuff. I don't know if we're getting to that or if it's available, or if it's just names now. But
they don't have it out yet. It's mostly just names. Okay, the baby dinosaur set is 76963. So it does match the name of the picture file that I have up here. So that's good. So up here, 76963-1. Minus the -1 part. So that's the baby set, the baby dinosaur set. 76963. Yeah, 76963. That's right. So
I imagine you have one more Jurassic Park picture.
Well, what do you know I do? There it is. The Tyrannosaurus skull. So what do you think of this one?
I kind of like it. I'm curious to the technique, because you don't see skulls, for sale by Lego.
Yeah, they did that one, the smaller dino set. They have the 3 skeletons, and obviously they just had the Brachiosaurus skeleton in the museum.
Mm-hmm.
This one's definitely different because it's not white. It's these 2 more realistic colors, I guess, and this one is definitely larger. Those other ones were smaller than this for sure.
Yeah, this is
those other sets were cool though.
Desk piece Jurassic thing. It's interesting that it's got the plaque there. I guess it's just kind of museum, little souvenir type of thing.
Yeah. How do you think this one will sell, or who do you think the audience is? It's probably adults.
Yeah.
And it is probably a display piece, as you mentioned.
Definitely.
I saw this piece a few times, this part down here that's black. I saw this piece a few times in clear in the Avatar sets. So it's like a pedestal that's 2 halves, some Technic pins in the middle, and it looks like it's in black here now. I'm not sure if I've seen it in other colors, but it's kind of an interesting piece. But here it is in black. The foot is kind of nice. Iconic, I guess. Sort of interesting that it's in stone, but where else are you going to find one, I guess? I don't know. That says, so much snot work. Yes, indeed. Lots of snot on this one. Lots of angles on this one.
This would be for me, it would be get it and take your time and learn what's going on for technique building and all these angles. I see some simple clip and bar on the nose there. But yeah.
Yeah, and then some little boat stud underneath for support. So a lot of the typical stuff, but then there looks like there's also lots of snot building as well.
With brackets too, to fill in that little bracket gap.
Yeah, the teeth here are all on brackets as they are down here. This though looks like a different type of connection. No bracket, probably on the stud nut on top down here.
Ooh, there we go.
Lots of brackets along the edge there, clip and bar.
What color is that brown?
This, I think, is tan and dark tan.
I'm
pretty sure it's dark tan.
Doesn't look like dark tan. It looks more chocolatey.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just my guess, as it's dark tan, but maybe you're right. Maybe it is this
like dark
different shade of brown or something that we haven't seen, like a light brown.
Can't be a new color.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, who knows? Maybe it's just the render that this color came out this way. Who knows?
Yeah, because the light bluish gray is kind of shiny metallic.
Yeah.
So maybe they toned it up, toned it down. Even the tan itself is like this
kind of
darker, version.
Yeah. So anyway, a decent looking set for sure. Who knows? This is probably another one of these things where it's going to depend on the price as to whether you buy one or skip it or buy two for parts. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
It might be something I throw in my cart, my wish list, just to like if I need to round up 40 more bucks, 30 more bucks, whatever it is.
Get to your gift with purchase amount
to
or
get
whatever.
the G-Dub. Yep.
Yep. We've been told it's dark tan. The joy of Lego's increasingly ordinary rendered images.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because
And Monica says on her screen it looks dark tan. Yeah, my initial thought was it's dark tan too, but Jesse's right, at least from this rendered image. Looking
when
at
you
it,
zoomed
it
in,
looks
I
like
was
something else.
yeah, where the teeth are, that rounded 1x2 with the
Yep.
I was like, is that a new color? Wait a minute, is that a new color altogether?
Yeah.
Because we have those in dark tan, and it just doesn't look that chocolatey.
Well,
I could eat this. Okay.
Here they are.
Too much Halloween candy. Seeing chocolate.
Dark tan with brown behind it.
Yeah,
definitely a completely different color, because here's the brown one. It looks closer to the brown one.
It's in between those two colors. Yeah. On that picture, that render.
Who knows? It's probably just the render.
Yeah. Yeah, because the tan's off too. So
yeah, for sure. Because if I let's see if I have a tan.
I mean, if I saw that and didn't know it was Lego, I would probably call it a knockoff because of the color change.
Yeah. Who knows? Okay. And then I think I included this on here because I'm sure we're going to have a lot to say, and probably a lot of people will say things about this. New CMFs ? This picture is making the rounds. Right here, looks very legit. 25 Series 25 Lego CMF line. So here we go.
All right.
Got some interesting things in here. First of all, there are too many dang castle minifigs. Let me just get that out of here.
I think people are going to be buying boxes and boxes because,
yeah. So the big ones. There's a goat.
Goat and a goat
OMG. This goat looks like it's all white though, so it doesn't have the tan spots to differentiate it from the classic and famous goat from Mill Village Raid or whatever it was from. So we've got that going on. We've also got the hood and backpack piece on a very nice looking medieval-y-esque or medieval adjacent minifigure here. I think one that will be very popular is the mushroom cap girl right next to him. For some reason, anime kids and young kids love mushrooms. I don't know if it's like a Japanese anime thing that they're really big into it. But the mushroom cap thing is like a big thing. Someone's asking, can you zoom in on it? Well, it is just an image from the thing, but hold on, I can do something here.
Yeah, I was gonna say what is it holding? But it looks like a butterfly.
It's a butterfly.
So they're all accessorized. Quite a few accessories here, other than the Triceratops dude.
Okay, let's see if I can do this now. And then we'll open up something. Don't think it matters what. Paint. This is working it on the fly for you guys today.
Yeah, I did this during Friday Night Bricks.
You did the same thing?
I grabbed a bunch of Kevin Hinkle art and then put our heads from Hinkle sketches onto his drawings of D&D characters. It was a lot of fun. So I did a new thumbnail basically live on the air.
All right, so here we go. Okay, and now let's zoom in on this bad boy. It's control. They said control page up. We'll zoom in. Control page up. There we go.
Enhance.
And I'll come over to it. All right, so here we go.
All right.
And then let's solo this because no one wants to see our faces when we're talking about CMF guys. Here we go. There's some white stuff on the screen there. we can ignore that. I guess I can grab it and pull it over. We'll center it up. All right, so we can start at top here.
Okay.
So there's a detective carrying what I assume is a red herring,
Yep.
which is kind of a cute little joke, I guess. So I appreciate that. I don't know why he's so ghostly gray, though. Maybe he's supposed to be like a black and white TV detective.
Oh,
And
definitely.
the herring is bright red, right?
Right.
So I think that's sort of the idea here.
The clue that draws you in.
Yeah.
Leads you on a wild goose chase.
Next
to
to it,
magnifying glass, and it looks like the collar is like a cloth piece.
It does look like that. Yep.
Pulled up. That's kind of weird, but okay.
I guess it's the collar on the trench coat. I don't know why the collar on the trench coat matches the hat and the shoes better than the rest of the coat, though.
Yeah. All right, and then we have Gamer Girl.
Yeah, so she's got the RGB keyboard, and then I assume this is a mouse over here, and she's got the bright green headphones for whatever reason. But then underneath that, we've got this nice Falcon logo shirt. Phoenix or Falcon logo on it.
Yeah, maybe more Phoenix.
So it's pretty cool. It's got a trophy too. I'm kind of over the
jogger
trophies.
pants.
I got the stripe on the side. Yep, I've got some that look like this, minus the fact that they're a different shade of black stripe instead of blue, but whatever. And then we've got this crazy Batlord guy here. So lots of things to talk about with this guy. First of all, the shield.
How accurate is that? Is that like updated, like the ogre that came out?
The updated Fright Night guy here.
Fright Night update, yeah. The shop chat.
Yeah.
How
we got the trans red axe, which I'm sort of like, okay. But the helmet looks crazy. I need to get a better look at that helmet for sure.
Right.
I also have a feeling, this picture is not the best, but right here, does it look like there's a bracket around his neck? So maybe he's got armor shoulder plates or something?
Probably, maybe. Because there's
really
definitely a cape, right? So
definitely a cape. Yep. Well, that looks too thick to be a cape, doesn't it?
Right. Yeah. Well, you don't see. Yeah. You don't see the cape really. You see a different silver color. It looks like, but could be the glare.
Could be. So anyway, a very interesting figure for sure. Definitely going to be something that the Castle fans are going to like. Castles are lame. Then we have the Paralympian here with the double spring feet. We saw that foot thing on the Natural History Museum.
Oh, single leg. Yeah.
And now we've got it looks like a pair of them. The one thing I would caution against this reminds me of the Blade Runner guy from South Africa or wherever he was from that ended up murdering his fiance or something. So yeah, it kind of gives me a weird feeling. I know not every person with a pair of missing legs is a murderer like that dude was, but the fact that it's an Olympian and it's got a pair of them, it's just immediately what my mind goes to. It's that story. So, I don't know.
Okay.
That's not what you thought the first thing you think of?
Well, no, yep. It's nice that it looks like you have a stud receiver on the bottom of the feet, like you would need to under the foot.
Yeah. I think the guy's name was Oscar Pistorius or something like that. I don't think that this might be supposed to be a female figure. I can't really tell. Not that it matters, but the hair is little suggestive, I guess. And then we talked about the goat already because everyone wanted to talk about the goat.
The goat herder.
What's the guy holding here?
Wow. Goat biscuit?
I don't know either. He's got the walking stick.
Why? Why?
And this is the older style hood with the cinch in the middle still, not the newer one that just goes down to the sides.
Right.
And
the backpack piece all together.
Yep, and the backpack piece as well. All right.
Yep. That's going to cause a lot of controversy with that goat. I know. I don't know how deep you want to go down that hole.
Yeah.
But, I mean, interesting choice, instead of a tan goat or brown or black even, you basically just molded a template for people to add their own spots.
Who knows? Gary and Monica both say they love the detective. So they're both a big fan of the noir detective.
Yeah. Cool.
Is it the same mold? Matt asks. I'm not sure. I do have a goat in the other room. I'm going to go grab it quick. Hopefully we'll stay connected. I'm not on the screen anyway, so you don't get to see me walk away.
It looks like, the position of the legs, 1 foot forward on the right. It's got the little goatee underneath, the ears that are rounded, the horns that are rounded. That looks like, there's only one goat mold that I know of. I guess they made a goat in the Friends line or something, a goofy little goat recently. But yeah, I could see third party just like it's missing the spots. That's it. So, you could just pad print the spots on there and try to sell it as the that one.
Yeah, it looks pretty darn similar. I'd say holding it here and looking at it compared to the picture, it looks like it's the same mold minus the spots.
Wow.
So let's move back to that one. Apparently the Disney Wish line has a goat. He's probably a little more I know it's adorable. He's probably got more character than this one.
Yeah.
This one looks like the straight up castle goat minus the spots.
Disney Wish. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, it's got PJs like wearing a shirt or something. It's weird. It's got the big eyes.
Yeah.
All right.
Then we got Mushroom Cap Girl.
And a butterfly. I don't know if we've had that much color in those pieces, like printed butterfly. Is that new or?
Yeah, so they had a bunch of butterflies that were printed, and the Lego had a conservatory type set, and it was very beautiful, and they had a number of butterflies. This one looks to be nicely printed with a...
Oh, okay. The conservatory had those. Nice.
Yep, with a blue, light blue, and kind of a greenish blue color thing going on. So very cool. Monica says that her kid's not into anime, but is into the mushrooms. So I don't know. It just seems to be a thing. People really seem to be into those. Botanical garden, Monica says. Yeah, I call it the conservatory, but I guess it's the
botanical garden.
The botanical garden.
Okay. I missed out on that one. Maybe
it's a nice looking set, for sure. And it has quite a few. It's got a number of butterflies in it. All right. So next to that is this weightlifting barbell, super fit cross training lady here with the water bottle, the gym shorts. I guess we'll call her the gym rat.
Yep.
So that's what we got there. For completist purposes only, I guess. I guess the barbell's kind of cute, but the kettlebell. I don't know if it has a handle on it. I'm guessing it's a round 1x1 here, and then it's that new bar piece with the stud on the end of it.
Yeah, holding it in there. Yeah,
holding it in there.
Outward. Yeah.
So it probably has a handle. So this
hiding that piece.
This piece.
Right.
In black. And then the other part's just the ball.
That would give it the handle, yeah.
So
Yeah. Looks like a decent fig.
Yeah.
Same ish hair. Doesn't look like new hair. Maybe not.
It's cute. I don't know. Okay. Then there's still some interesting ones here. So we've got the Triceratops costume person. Why not?
Why not? Well, I thought Crazy Bricks had done Dino Dudes and beat Lego to the punch on this, but I don't know how legally they have a patent on something that fits onto Lego and vice versa. But anyway,
Yeah. Well. Okay, and then we have this thing. What is this thing? One thing I will point out, the legs. So the legs, if you'll see them here, are not standard minifig legs. They do have this like demon-y back cut in them. They kind of remind me of these legs up here, but more filled in.
So I would call this a harpy, probably.
Okay, I guess.
It's very like evil looking monster-ish.
Gary agrees with you. Harpy.
Yeah.
It's purple. It's got bird-like features in some places and demon-like features in other places. I don't know. Purple wings. It's an interesting figure, but I don't know.
No, yeah. I mean, I'll take an army of those for my D&D.
Yeah, I mean, the harpy is a classic D&D type enemy, so definitely probably something you can work with here. Okay, and then we've got Train Guy. This kind of makes sense because we've also had Race Car Kid and Horse Kid wearing the suit like this. I can't tell how many parts this is, though. It's definitely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, at least 6, if not more parts. It's hard to know how many parts are in this part of the mold, though. This is probably a one molded piece, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm guessing the green and the red is probably molded together, and then.
I mean, you can't really have this. You know, they do have
they have
wheels
the
that
race
sort of
car.
look like this, but they wouldn't have it right through the middle of his leg.
No, yeah. If it was a separate piece, I don't think you could do the legs going through and have him pull out of there. Yeah.
And then he's got the base, the newsboy hat.
Yep.
So a cute one as well. Maybe you're more interested in it because of the railroad tie-in. I don't know, but it's okay.
Yeah, I'll take it. Got another diversity kind of thing, I think, with the eye patch.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see from here, but yeah, the eyes look like they're different colors.
I heard that's like if you have a lazy eye, you can get a patch to like correct that.
Okay.
So we're calling that the lazy eye patch. Correcting patch. I don't know.
All right. Well, again, whatever, right? If it makes somebody feel more included, hey, I'm all for it. All right, then we've got this barbarian-looking creature person here. Couple questions. Is this red hair with a headband and then something else here? What's going on down the sides?
Well, it's like mullet hair, right?
You think so?
Short in the front, or pulled back anyway, and it's longer in the shoulder length.
This looks like bright red, and this looks like it's brown almost. But who knows? I mean, the glare on this one is obviously the worst.
Yeah, that's got to be the hair.
Of all of them.
Yeah, it's hair and headband combo, and
yeah, we've got this new barbarian sword here.
Well, that sword is available in the Dreams line.
Okay.
The Nightmare King, and one has one with purple color, I think, and then there's a blue-ish tone to the blade on one of the good guys in the Dreams line.
Okay, but do they have one that's this two-tone gray color? Or are they?
No, it's like translucent purple and blue.
Okay. Matt
So
is
that's cool.
suggesting that perhaps the piece could just be called the Rambo hairpiece. Well,
Yeah, there you go.
if Rambo was a redhead, I guess. I don't
Yeah,
know.
Rambo's a redhead. It's more
Um,
Conan, I think, there.
Somebody asks, is the flame/plume piece available in white before? Yes, I'm sure it has been, because I've seen this as a plume in like pirate hats. So I'm pretty sure it's been available in white before.
Yeah. But that sword, yeah, that's good.
Or as smoke, who knows?
It'd be
Yeah, that's smoke.
interesting to see the
You can't see what's down here, if anything.
right how well printed that fighter outfit, barbarian outfit is.
Yeah.
Or what's
Really,
on that arm. Yeah. Is
really hard to
there
know.
anything else there?
And then last but not least, we have the dog groomer grooming their tall, shaggy dog thing. I don't know what kind of dog this is. I'm not a dog breed expert. But a cute dog nonetheless. I don't know. I'm sure that whoever owns this type of dog will fall in love with it. But
Definitely a dog show type of dog.
yeah, she looks like she's got some sort of crest on her little apron here, like she's a professional dog groomer. So who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So Alasa, Losa, Opso, Lapsa,
Yeah.
Apsa,
Lhasa
an Afghan. Lots of people are trying to guess the breed of the dog. I don't know. All I can tell you is it's shaggy and she's trimming it for the dog show, I guess. Gary says he thought it was an alpaca at first.
You're right. Yeah.
They have done alpacas or llamas in Lego before. I'm pretty sure this one's supposed to be some sort of ugly looking dog though, so I don't know. Monica does confirm that white plume comes in a number of sets, 37, according to Brick Owl. So quite a few. So I think of all of the figures, probably the most interesting to me will be, well, the goat guy just for the goats, but then after that I would probably say the Batlord. Even though I hate Castle, a lot of people seem to really like the noir detective, and I get it, but how many noir detectives do you need, right?
Mm-hmm. And
I
how
think
are you going to do other black and white characters to go with a little vignette or story or something?
The red herring is absolutely brilliant. I'll say that. But outside
Although
of
they've
that,
been doing like black and white Mickey Mouses and stuff, so maybe you can figure something out. But I'm
this
liking
Batlord, man, he looks tough.
Yeah, we'll need one of those for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm down with a handful of harpies.
And then you need some harpy girls, some harpies.
Yeah.
And those feet, they could be real interesting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll be swapping up characters. I recently bought some video characters from the Bandmate 2 series that have some interesting parts that somewhat rare, because video kind of died out, and they're hard to get because they only made them in the UK.
Yeah. I did find some Series 2 bandmates in the US around Black Friday at a local Walmart. They had them in like one of the, cheap stocking stuffer bins or something, and then you like never saw them after that. So Friday Night Bricks is excited about those harpy legs for various Chima editions. Some people are suggesting some other black and white figures, like they've got the Mime CMF, the Sad Clown.
Okay,
that's another one, and Mime. Friday Night Brick says I made some Mime Gangsters years back.
Walt Disney with the camera set, I think he's black and white.
The black and white Mickey Mouse.
Well, is the Walt Disney part of that? I don't know.
Okay, well, hold on. Let's take this out.
It's in the pile of shame.
We're back here. That set is pretty good looking, I will say. I don't have it, that camera set, but I kind of like it. I like that they have the reel that comes with it, the film reel part, the actual film.
Yeah, and the
So there's
Dumbo
some
and
cool
the
things.
Bambi are cute too. So
Yeah, so it's Disney, Walt Disney tribute. Walt Disney is not black and white.
okay.
Mickey and Minnie are.
Okay.
Dumbo and Bambi are not. So it's sort of a mixed bag. So here it is. There you can see it there. So Walt is wearing a gray suit, but he is not black and white.
Ah,
But Mickey
gray
and Minnie
suit,
are.
pretty gray. So yeah, you would just have to get the flesh off. You could swap the head on the other guy or something.
Yeah, very nice set though. Little expensive, $100 for 800 pieces, but definitely a display piece for sure.
Yeah, with the 5 figs, call it, because the animals are pretty rare, I'd say. Yeah.
That's true. A little bit extra value there in that regard. Full screen. Wow, that was interesting. Don't know how I did that, but hardly matters. So yeah, there's some interesting things. Those CMFs. I mean, the big question I think for the CMFs, no question, is going to be: are they going to be in boxes or are they going to be in bags?
Oh, I'm sure it's boxes, and it's a 12-pack, so I think that matches the box format that they're going with recently with the Marvel line, right? Was the first one.
Right.
What do we know a date?
We don't. I mean, those are. I'm guessing January 1.
Okay.
But I don't know for sure. I took some pictures at the local Walmart of the Marvel series in the boxes, and they are like all ripped open. Like
yeah,
people are just like,
I mean, you could literally like just barely squeeze it, and the glue will just pop that flap right open. It's amazing.
So it's a big thing for sure. I don't know if they've seen sales returns on them that are really great or really terrible. But yeah,
I like the 6-packs. You're guaranteed 6 without doubles. So my formula has been to buy 3 6-packs, and you're hopefully guaranteed all 12 and 1 set of doubles only.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion if you can find the 6-pack.
Yeah, they go fast too. That I usually online order, and usually it sells pretty fast through Lego. And once or twice I've done, I think, in eBay.
Apparently in Europe they did a full set box for the Marvel CMF line.
That would be great.
That would be a lot easier.
Yes, sell us the whole set. I mean, they're halfway there. Here's a 6-pack.
Yeah. Who knows?
Label it.
But it's going to be a lot harder to army build, and I don't know if that's Lego's intention or not, but I've bought, a number of with my feeling fingers. And I'll tell you right now, these fingers, 99.9% accurate, right? I can tell what's in the bag.
Yeah.
So not being able to tell is going to, especially because, the first wave of CMFs were $2, and now they're $5 a piece. So having to buy one and absolutely having it be a blind bag, which I know is the intent. Don't get me wrong. I understand that. Just kind of sucks.
Well, you know what you'll be doing. You'll be going down to that brand new BAM
minifigs. Yes.
And they
paying
will
an extra
have
$1 for the right one or whatever.
They'll
right?
pay an extra $1 and help out that local store.
Or whatever it is. I don't even know what.
Hopefully they can get enough for whatever you're army building.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I need a couple of the Batlord guys just for funsies, and a couple of the Goat guy just for funsies, even though I hate Castle. So there's that.
Yeah.
Reed says, Friday Night Brick says, my CMF spending will drop by a lot. Yeah, I think that's, what a lot of people will do, because they aren't going to be trying for multiples, because at some point it just doesn't make sense. It becomes pretty expensive.
Just trying to get the collection, just feeling to get the last 2 that you need. You can't do it anymore. You have to. I hate it. Like, and I would impulse buy some of the early series just to get them. Like, I don't care about feeling the bag, or multiples. I'll hook up some nieces and nephews and they'll be happy.
Well, yeah, that was the other thing I did is my sister, when we'd go to visit her in her house occasionally, I would bring her one CMF figure. I would know what it was. So we
Right.
kind of had a theme. Like I'd give her the ones that had food costumes on, or I'd give her the ones that had the dressed like animal costumes.
Mm.
But now I can just bring her a random one, I guess, and hope that she likes it. But it's more fun when I know what it is and I know she's going to like the figure. And so
Right. She's like, I hope it's the mushroom.
I hope it's the mushroom guy.
Kirby.
And she opens it and it's the Bat Lord, and I'm going to be like, oh,
Lord. Wrong one. Sorry.
wrong one. Give me that one back, and I'll give you some other one. I don't know. There's always some interesting and niche places to find Lego, like Barnes & Noble. Down here in the Twin Cities, we have Micro Center. They have Lego sets. Best Buy has Lego sets.
I saw them there when I went to get my PS5. I was like, oh my God, they have Lego.
Yeah, so they're finding lots of places. And apparently...
how, like, Tech World and hands-on building set.
It's like pop culture is like, they're like trying to get more into pop culture, I guess. And that's kind of feeding it.
Because Dimensions came out, Lego fed them the rights to sell Lego, and that now they're just
into it. I don't know. So Matt says that Aldi has Lego Advent calendars this year. Interesting. Hub Hobby, yes, Hub Hobby. We have Hub Hobby Center here in the Twin Cities. We have a couple locations. They've got some.
Patrick
Hub Hobby Center. So,
twin lugger.
Okay, yep. So they have sets there. They tend to be a little more expensive. I don't know if the BAM model, they'll be a little more expensive too. They're not as crazy as occasionally the Toys R Us prices would get. But there are little places to find them that are a little off the beaten path. And you might have to resort to that if you can't find your minifigs in an unmolested state, because you go to Walmart right now, they're just all ripped open. It's crazy. And Matt points out Costco usually has a good deal. They do have good deals, but only on 8 sets or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's one you happen to be looking for, you usually get 20% off or something of that nature. So a good place to look, though. I haven't seen minifigs there. Have you ever seen minifigs at Costco?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, it's usually a medium-sized box, right? Medium to large. I haven't seen anything smaller there.
Yeah. Yeah, or they did do a couple of years ago. They would do like 3 packs of. They would have like the 3 army builder sets that Star Wars would put out. They'd have all in one pack. So they sometimes do stuff like that, but usually not the minifigs. So we've gone through the entire stream without talking about our unofficial sponsor of Dots Pretzels. Feel like I have to bring them up. I know we're towards the end of the stream because it's Jesse and I. We're more of the 2-hour gang, not the 3-hour gang like Mark likes to push us into. But they don't sponsor us. Something, though, delicious for the holidays coming up. Sensationally seasoned Dots Homestyle pretzels. Eat these when I'm building. Absolutely love them.
I've got some popcorn over here, but I don't want to ruin the sponsorship. So.
You got to be careful here. So apparently Ahsoka ship was $65 at Costco. So yeah, I mean, they usually have a couple of decent ones. Matt also says apparently he's going to see you Saturday, and he's got some dots.
All right, bring some Friday or Saturday. I will see him Friday also. Maybe he's coming Saturday to the museum. He plays D&D with us once a month, so plan to see him
when you do your in-person
D&D sesh.
He's bringing them Friday.
And yeah, everybody usually brings some sort of snack. It's a fun time.
It's a perfect time, perfect place to bring the dots. For sure. A fun snack, definitely shareable.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't lick off the sensational seasoning and put it back in. So, so yeah, man, that's I think we covered just about everything we were set to cover.
All right.
Let's check our rundown. We finished 4, 5. Next show, as far as I know, it's next week. I haven't heard anything from Mark. That would be November the 12th, day after Veterans Day. Who knows what we'll be talking about? Hopefully I'll get some actual building done. I know Mark's been working on his collaborative brick world build, I guess we would call it, where he lets kids build modules for kind of a city thing. And he was showing us that last week. And I promised him next time he was on, I would show him the modular I built a couple of years ago, so we could kind of take a look at sort of my attempt to get into the theme. It actually, ironically, it's kind of a media station, I guess. The bottom level is a bookstore, and I built it before Lego did the bookstore. So you don't really need 2 bookstores in your modular city, but maybe you do. Who knows? So we'll take a look at that next week, along with anything else that Mark has. Who knows? He'll probably abandon me soon enough, and we'll have Jesse back again, because Jesse's a good co-host. He's always got some good perspectives for us, and he's always building.
Pretty much.
So
it's been busy lately. Like you know, some weeks just go by. So as far as building for me, like the big focus was the seasonal thing at the museum. So once stuff like that settles down, I can get more stuff done on the workshop table here and have multiple ideas, of course. No shortage of ideas.
No shortage of ideas, no shortage of sets in your closet of shame.
Yes, I can always pull.
So you got
Ninjago set. I got a Ninjago set here waiting to, like, maybe I'll build this on Friday. It's the one with the little tiny dragon.
Oh yeah. And, I built the other day Venomized Groot.
Oh yeah. Cool.
And it has this one super crazy piece in it. Have you seen? I can't go to Bricklink and show you the piece.
Right. Yeah.
Have you built that set?
I have not. I have the normal Groot.
All right. So Venomized Groot. We'll go to Lego. Has got this piece that is just bananas. I was like, what did Lego think that this piece was useful for?
N for new piece.
N for weird, wacky new piece. Okay, so Groot here, the mouth for these little vampire-y vines.
Right.
It's a clip that has kind of 2 heads on it back to back, 2 clips back to back, and then it's a long bar with a clip on the bottom. So it's a triple clip. It's the craziest piece I've seen. No idea if it's available in any other set. Can't go to Bricklink to find out. But there are 3 of them in here.
Yeah,
one for each of these things. Never seen the piece before.
Huh.
And it's just the craziest little piece. So who knows? That piece might end up being in a bunch of sets in the future. But it's wacky.
It's
completely wacky.
Might not. So.
I'll always keep it with Venomized Groot. And apparently, if you build Venomized Groot, you can build full Venom Groot.
Full Venom Groot.
But it's crazy.
Sweet. That's a new piece.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I'll have to bring that out on stream sometime. I didn't pull it off my Groot, but a very interesting and super strange piece. Let's see here. What else are people working on here? Monica says a little bit of chat here to end the day. I really want the museum, but more budget. No budget for it now. Modulars usually stick around for quite a few years, so you'll have a chance.
Mm-hmm.
Matt built 3 architecture sets this week, so hopefully that was fun. Matt asks, "Is that from the What If line?" It doesn't say it is.
What if Venomized Groot?
Yeah, no, it just seems to be
No, I think
Venomized Groot.
I have my ear to the street a little bit with
Oh.
comics, but I'm sure they've done that because they've Venomized pretty much every character. But
Yeah.
that's a
And
weird
Friday
one.
Night Brick says, well, you could always check Brickset, except going to Brickset is like punching myself in the face with all the
We're
ads.
We're good.
So there's that issue.
Okay, you looked it up for us. But like
part 6445341. 6445341. Yes, here's this goofy thing.
Monica's working on Tricky Lug collab. Cool.
Okay, here's the part.
Oh, that's not what I was thinking. Brickmania makes that. What do they call it? A U, the double clip thing, and now it's got the other clip going. That's crazy. What is that? Matt would know. Derby Bricks. What's the Brickmania part? That's like that double clip. They have a name for it. The I clip.
I clip.
U clip. The I clip.
But yeah, this is just a completely crazy piece that just sort of showed up.
That is gonna give Moto all kinds of bar
yeah,
options.
A crazy piece. I was just like, huh, I have not seen that.
Nope. That could do crazy.
It is the U clip. Apparently,
U clip. Yes, that's
apparently autocorrect doesn't like U clip. It wants to call everything the I clip.
Oh, U clip. Yeah,
changing to I.
So just the piece on top. There was like a brick arms kind of mold, where if you wanted to, this little short clip to clip,
so just these two.
That existed if you were kind of a brick maniac. Yeah. And was very helpful in certain instances. But there it is, plus some.
Wow, really weird piece.
Could do some weird trees, clip. Could do some crazy skeletons or more bones. I wonder if some of those dinosaurs have that in white or something.
Yeah, I didn't notice it, but it definitely could exist. I don't know. It was just such a weird piece. I was just like, man, I don't know. I'm sure it'll have applications. It just didn't seem like a part that I was like, you know what, I could really use this particular piece, like a clip receiver.
Yeah.
A 1x-clip receiver. Like this part is like a part I could have envisioned needing and wanting for years. This triple clip thing, it's cool that it exists, but I was just like, what the heck is that thing, right?
Yep. Hand stuff, I guess.
I hope it's on that lug thing we can't talk about. I don't know. I don't attend meetings, so I don't get to be in that thing anyway. I'll get back someday, but
yeah.
It's only in black as far as I know at this point. Once again, could check Bricklink if it was up, but it's apparently been hijacked. Listen to the stream earlier if you didn't know.
Hey, yeah, let's say, it affected us all. Now we can't.
Affected us today.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah, I was like not really sweating it. I did order these bandmates like I was talking about, and then I had a little post. So I got the dragon with these wings, but that order came through. The little squid guy, and then
is he from the pirate ship set?
These are all bandmate series 2, I think.
Okay. They were in the cardboard.
They're all videos, as far as I know. I'm pretty sure they're all bandmates. Yeah.
All right.
This guy's somewhat rare. The blob guy.
All right.
And then creme de la creme is. Hope that doesn't. The vampire girl with
the vampire girl, Gene Simmons.
That's pretty.
If it was Gina Simmons, then that's who that is. That's Gina Simmons.
Gina Simmons.
That's what I'm gonna call him.
So that was my last Bricklink order to obtain these figs, and I'm good.
Yeah. Now who knows? Who knows when you'll be able to make a new one?
Yeah.
Could be days, could be weeks, could be months, could be years, could be nevers. No one knows. Oh, okay. Well, let's remind everybody. Brick World Chicago registration opens November 14th, according to Mark, and that's November 14th, not October 14th. Mark, get your mind in the right month.
N for November 14th.
N for November. And next time, I'm sure we'll get some more Nintendo tips from Mark. I'm sure we'll talk some Animal Crossing because we always do. But we'll definitely talk about my modular next week, among other things. And it was never 100% finished. So anyone who likes modulars, drop in the comments and give me some suggestions on some of the things to do. One of the things that's definitely not done, I don't have an interior done on it.
Is there a post for the rules, the spatial requirements to collaborate with, or is it?
No. So what he's done is he's built some bottoms, essentially some bottom levels, and then when the kids come in, they build modules that stack on top of it. But he's trying to expand it to look more like a city. Mm-hmm. And so we were talking about that in the context of the modular. We hadn't seen the new modular announcement yet, and I said, well, actually a couple of years ago I tried to do a modular, and I don't know, it's okay. That's why we'll talk about it and see kind of some suggestions for fixing it. I guess it was kind of a stretch for me. I don't normally do city stuff. I've done construction trucks and some other ones before. I mean, I do space, and I definitely don't do castle.
Yeah, I like architecture, so I'm like, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, so I have one, and we'll take a look at it, and we'll see what sort of thoughts they have. So yeah, if you drop in the chat, or hey, if you want to pop on stream sometime too, special guest, we can talk about having you too for that, because why not? You're part of the Brick World family too. Yeah, so that's probably one of the things we'll talk about, just to get people excited for next week. And I'm sure at this rate, there'll probably be some new set leaks, but can't promise that. We can only hope. So when we wrap up the show, this is what we always do. We always start by telling everybody there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. Our friend Bob Ross taught us that. There's some sadness here about me not doing castle, and Reed feeling sorry for me. Don't worry about it, Reed. My life is fulfilling enough, even without the castle. So somehow I'll manage. And Lego Team B thanks us. Well, we thank you, Lego Team B and Monica Berry, for joining us. Let's play one of our outros. It's been a couple weeks since we've had some fun with Into the Brickleverse. So let's do one of our first Brickleverse ones. That would be, I think, this one. So let's do this one. Hopefully we'll get a new outro soon too, but let's enjoy some old school Into the Brickleverse. Here we go.
What are these strings and like battery cables? Just like, is that part of his shirt? Oh, it's part of his shirt? Wait, what is this then? Why are there just random wires? Maybe. What is going on in this? I think this is from a stock photo of a father building a bomb with his son, and they photoshopped the aircraft carrier with the curved ramp in front over the bomb. Because what is going on?
Yeah, dude, I'm getting a good look at that. You're right.
There's literally a brick of dynamite right here. This is C4.
There are wires. Yeah, there are wires and things just sticking out there.
100% what's happening, and that explains the look on their face. All of these have been like how to make bomb stock photos.